Number 29 is much easier because it's just about these two paragraphs. And I know it's a lot of text, but remember, we're not reading to try to understand the science in this text. We're just trying to understand what the purpose of these paragraphs are. This isn't a science question, it's a reading question. So if we follow the +1 sentence rule, we're going to read the very end of the 6th paragraph and the beginning of the 9th paragraph, just to make sure we get the context for the 7th and 8th paragraphs that we're being asked about. So if we do that, there's a big clue right up front as to what the purpose is. As soon as they did, the team spent the next several hours walking from flower to flower, observing each for 2-minute intervals and writing down everything we saw. Next sentence, what we saw was double the normal number of beetles, blah, blah, blah. They're talking about the results. They're talking about what they saw in this experiment after the fact. Now they're looking at all the data. And so I don't need to really understand what the actual data is, but there's a lot of clues here. The data shows this added up to less reproduction. So now they're talking about 9%, 20%. That's a lot of data. And then at the beginning of the 9th paragraph, the new results provide a reason that Texas gourd plants never evolved to produce a stronger scent. Again, they're talking about the results. What answer choice matches with results? Findings. Choice A is the answer. It is definitely not something like choice C, illustrating their methods. That comes before when they talk about what the experiment was. This is not the methods, this is the results of those methods. So that word is a problem there. B, describe a hypothesis. There's maybe a hypothesis somewhere here where they talk about Theus thinks the bees were repelled not by the fragrance itself, but by the abundance of beetles. That does sound very much like a hypothesis, like a guess as to what's going on. But remember, we're looking for the primary function. So we're looking for something that's repeated again and again through these paragraphs. That hypothesis is one sentence. The rest of it is kind of results. So that's not exactly what's going on. Same thing with choice D, explaining their reasoning. This is a good example where like you could really make this fit if you were determined to pick D. You could say, well, their reasoning is based on all the results and all the data, and so what their reasoning is based on all these numbers. Yeah, maybe that's true, but choice A is much more directly what they're saying. So this is a good example of you want the line references and the passage to do the reasoning and do the work for you. You don't want to have to be providing an answer that's more of a guess as to what's really being said, right? The SAT is pretty transparent most of the time about what's going on in the line. So if you feel like you're doing the work to make a choice fit, that is not a good sign. You always want to have to do as little work as possible to match your choice to the lines. And I think that choice A definitely has a lot more evidence for it than choice D.